Every few years or so, there comes along a musical that captures the zeitgeist of pop culture that people love and rave about and think is the next this or the next that. But do these shows actually deserve the recognition they get? Some, yes. I think absolutely there deserves to be praise for some shows. Hamilton, The Producers, The Book of Mormon. Then there are the shows that tap into the cultural world, but upon reflection aren't nearly as good as initially received. Rent and Wicked, for example. With all that said, many people are probably not going to agree with me today, and that's okay. Hello, and welcome to episode 56 of One Man's Opinion, where I review professional theater across Connecticut and New York. Today I am reviewing the Broadway national tour of Dear Evan Hansen that is working its way back and forth across the United States. With a book by Stephen Levenson and music and lyrics by Benj, Pasek, and Justin Paul, Dear Evan Hansen is directed by Michael Greif. The story follows the titular Evan Hansen, a high school student suffering from severe social anxiety, performed by Stephen Christopher Anthony most nights, with Sam Primek picking up occasional performances. Primek was performing the night I was in attendance. He has no friends and lives with his mother, Heidi, played by Jessica E. Sherman. The closest thing to a friend he has is his emotionally abusive family friend, Jared Kleinman, played by Alessandro Constantini. Evan's therapist tells him to write an inspirational letter to himself, which turns out to be an honest testimony of how much he is hurting. The letter is taken by Connor Murphy, played by Nicole Sabu, a school bully who is suffering from his own depression. When Connor commits suicide, the letter is found on him, and his parents, Larry, played by John Hemphill, and Cynthia, played by Claire Rankin, inquire with Evan about the letter, who then lies in turn to Connor's parents, claiming that he and Connor were close friends. Evan's motivations here are very important, and how it translates makes or breaks how one takes the show the rest of the way. Is he conducting some sense of sympathy for Larry and Cynthia? Yeah, I think so, to a degree. Is he doing it for the attention? Yes, he's absolutely doing that too. Or is he doing it for the attention of Zoe, their daughter, played by Stephanie La Rochelle, who he has had a crush on for years, but never has been able to muster up the courage to talk to her? Yes, that is a part of his motivation as well. Evan is a very complex character, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's a positive protagonist. How the audience interprets Evan's motivations reflects on our own potential empathy toward him after the fact, and how much we're willing to forgive him as he starts spinning a web of deceit, initially as an act of consolation for Connor's parents, and then in order to keep the lie going so as not to get caught, ruining the relationships he has built and the rise of his social status by claiming to be friends with the kid who killed himself. This is all very important because the show plays with manipulating the audience, making us feel inspired in the middle of a deception. We're supposed to feel uplifted in Evan's closing first act number, You Will Be Found, about overcoming depression and feeling isolated with no friends, but it's all a deception. He may be meaning what he says in the moment, but that doesn't excuse the fact that he is abusing his relationship with Connor's family and the entire school, and in tandem, us, the audience, in the process. It's like watching a televangelist. Everyone is going to walk away feeling really good, but ultimately it's hollow and abusive. Which adds to another issue. The show slights the importance of the medicine of mental health. There are implications here that if you suffer from depression or social anxiety, if you deceive, inveigle, and obfuscate your way to popularity, you'll work your way out of these issues. Even if your deception is found out, you'll still end up better than where you were. I mean, how screwed up is that? How many therapists, psychologists, and psychiatrists out there would actually approve of Evan's journey as a healthy way of improving your mental health? Anyway, I've gone on too long about the book, so let's talk about other details. Pasek and Paul's music is actually really good. I enjoy the music. And taken out of context, some of the songs are really uplifting. The aforementioned You Will Be Found would be, and probably is, an inspirational song when taken out of context of the show's book. The cast is a solid touring cast. Primac gives Evan an initial tenderness and sweetness that slowly ebbs away as he gets caught up in his own web. Constantini reminds me of a more rough around the edges young Albert Brooks, reminiscent of his work in Lost in America and Broadcast News. Ciara Elise Harris is also good as Evan's classmate Alana Beck, who attaches herself to Connor's suicide, also looking for attention. La Rochelle is probably my favorite as Zoe, who initially distrusts Evan and eventually falls in love with him. I think it's probably because I connect with her the most. She is the one who's actually questioning everything along the way. She is by far the most sympathetic character, and La Rochelle doesn't push for that sympathy, organically reacting to situations as they come along. And I understand that people love this show, and that's okay. And for some people, this show has helped them deal with some serious, deep problems, and that's great. I don't want this review to belittle the successes and breakthroughs that people have had from seeing Dear Evan Hansen. From a personal perspective, though, I believe it's manipulative and doesn't address the real issues that these characters are dealing with, instead playing light on the real trauma for a fake fix and cheat in regards to its resolution. But I am only one man's opinion, so leave your opinion in the comments below. If you want to see Dear Evan Hansen, I'll leave a link in the description. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get alerts to when new reviews are posted. My next review will be the Broadway revival of Neil Simon's Plaza Suite, starring Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica Parker. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.